Yeah, what's up, guy? Oh, you can't hear us. They can't see you. Yo, say what's up to the kids.
Honestly,
¿Qué onda, mono? ¿Qué pasó, loco? How was your game this weekend?
terrible though.
I'm asking the player. I'm not asking the coach. I want the player's opinion.
Ask him again.
Hey, buddy, how was your game this weekend?
Not good.
Why? Why
Fair
was it not good?
Out the way.
Huh?
Out the way. Damn.
Oh, so just like your daddy?
Then in my second. Then my second game,
In your second game, what?
I scored
You scored 2 goals?
and I made it out.
Wow, okay.
Kick
Are you excited to play on Sunday or Saturday?
I play Saturday.
Are you excited to play?
My team is called
Hey, if you score, you should do the Thierry Henry slide. Run to the corner flag and just slide.
my daddy is afraid of blue though. My daddy is
Your dad's afraid of what?
my dad is afraid of blue.
Doing celebrations? Is that what he said? I can't hear him.
I can't hear him either.
I think he's still a little too far.
I said that he's a little bit afraid of doing celebrations.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your dad, I understand. He'll probably sprain his ACL like Neymar did. He just laughed. All right, buddy. Well, good luck this weekend. Let me know how your game goes, okay? Tell your daddy you send videos. Tell him right now. Say Angel wants to see my game.
What are you telling them?
That he's already playing better than you, and not to worry about getting injured
Oh,
like
yeah.
Neymar because he's not you.
100%. 100%.
We didn't make up. He had a second game?
So he had the first 2 games he did well, and then the last one was probably his worst. He looked like he hadn't played.
Oh, okay. Is that what he meant though? By he scored in his other game?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because we didn't.
Sorry,
He was.
guys.
Hi, Alice.
So we're on the starting soon screen. We'll be up in a few minutes. What up, Alejandro? What up, Glenn? Thanks for joining us one last time this year. We're off cam. We're on the starting soon screen. So Angel, stop running gang signs.
I don't game bang no more, bro.
We'll be cams live in a few minutes here. Just
I'm
let
about
people
guns
roll
and
in.
stuff now.
yeah, I think
That's what we do
more-
here, at Riverside.
I think that's more because you're Republican than anything.
Yeah, bro. Hell yeah. We need to have balance over here, bro.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
No, that kind of balance. Fuck that.
Uh,
Let's start a fucking. Let's set up a mute button, though, just mute you.
hell yeah, dog.
Censor
Alternative
you,
facts,
dog.
baby.
Censor
Censor me. I'm about to go create my own podcast. I'm gonna call it whatever else they created.
Stay from the right stand. Thick ass.
Yes, there you go.
Take on
Yeah.
the right stance.
Thick ass.
Oh, I like that. Fuck yeah.
Hey George, I copped the iPad.
No way. How you liking it?
Oh, I think I spend equally as much time on it as I have my laptop for work.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that shit. Yeah, it was a game changer. I fucked with it. I haven't updated my iPad. I think this is in 2018 when the fucking first iPad Pro came out. So
Oh, so this is like your day and night
yeah,
difference.
Yeah. I set up all kinds of focus modes and shit, and now I just got different things for different environments and shit. It's pretty cool. I fucked with it. It's good. All right, boys.
You should. There's a.
No,
I'll
go
let
for
you
it.
know.
Oh yeah. You can talk out loud. Boys. Here we go.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
Oh, peep.
What am I peep?
My new mug, dog, right here.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
What is that? Fucking.
That shit's dope. You got it from Disneyland?
Yeah.
That shit's nice.
All right. Shut up.
On my
and
coffee
went to
mug,
the
so from Disney. Dog.
I got
You're
one
becoming
mug.
one of those, you're becoming one of those TikTok stars that I see on TikTok all about Disneyland.
Nah.
This is what we're trying to do.
I buy one coffee
I
mug.
live
I have two.
I live through them though. I live through them. That shit's dope. That shit looks dope.
For them.
For them.
For them,
100%.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
For them. All right.
But if you see one Cocoa Puff Cold Brew, you've seen them all. They all look the same.
that's right, baby.
Those shits are fire though.
Those shits are fucking bomb, bro. Those are.
Those shits are
I think that's the
amazing.
only reason I have it passed. It's the only reason I have passed.
That's
yeah,
fair.
plus-
That's fair though. That's fair.
I'm not even lying. We go. That's the first thing we go. I go straight there, and sometimes, all right, we could go home.
That shit's so good. They're really good. You should build
I
a
will say,
lightsaber.
though-
What are we talking about?
The banana,
coffee.
the coffee, the cold
The
brew.
Cocoa Puff.
Where at?
Yeah.
Galaxy's
Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, I gotta try that.
I will say though, they put too much ice, and some like it waters down a little bit the other coffee after like a good 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But
When I went, it was raining, so I should never water down.
All right. Let's go. Let's go. Cam's hot. Yeah.
Let's start a Mickey Mouse pod since our team is fucking Mickey Mouse as shit.
Mickey Mouse. Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, horny ass Mickey Mouse, pangolin ass Mickey Mouse.
Hell yeah. Oh man, I can't wait. They're coming back with like, was it I don't know if it's an episode, but they're coming out with a special for sure.
Of Mickey?
No, just South Park in general. But if they had just a Mickey special, that would be
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I think that'd be the best thing ever.
I might go back to see that one.
Oh, fucking Jonas Brothers. Oh,
When they're in China?
yeah.
All right, wait. Let's go with the intro. and
Then they
we
kill
get
Winnie the
started.
Pooh. That's
We're trying to
fucking
do
dope, bro.
everything but talk about the
I can
galaxy
tell.
right now. though.
I can tell. I'm trying to get out of here quick, though. But, all right, here we go.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Hey, you boys pre-order the Mario game?
Yo, what up? And welcome to another episode of Straight from the Stands, an unapologetic, unofficial LA Galaxy podcast, hosted by 4 my supporters who bring you their thoughts and views on everything related to LA Galaxy, straight from the stands. I am your co-host Smarts, alongside the always angry Angel, his counterpart level-headed George, and the man with the facts, Masa. This is...
Good.
Oh no! It's Mamiya,
evening.
my penis.
Yo, boys. Yo.
Finding form here. Finding form here at the end, huh? We're gonna find form here at the end. Good evening, boys.
Para eso querían venir.
What up, y'all?
Man.
I'm on my best Glenn behavior, trying to make something fun out of a fucking whack situation. So we're here. G season is finally over. I say that finally because it felt like there's a drag.
It took forever.
Yeah, I was supposed to go back and see when it was I dropped off, and figured we weren't making playoffs because I know I hopped on that earlier than most seasons, but I didn't. I mean,
I like that earlier than most seasons.
yeah, most seasons.
Oh, yeah, Rudy's always up to the end. Huh?
Yeah.
Rudy's always up to the end.
Yeah,
This
Yeah,
is the
the very
earliest.
last day.
If not, this is the first time he's ever called it quits early.
Next year we're gonna do an over under. When does Rudy cave?
Oh man, wait to fucking Coachella and buy into the hype. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
But before we get into it and before we start talking about this depressing ass fucking season and how it ends and what's going forward and whatnot, how you guys been? I haven't been together in the pod for a couple weeks. How you guys been?
Good. Been good.
What's it? I see a new background and shit. You
Yeah,
got new
that's
dips with the
right.
dip and shit.
Yeah, we K-Town boys again. So
You
it's good
Yeah.
out here. It's fun. Everything's close. But I realize I spend a lot of money out here, so
You in the
I
north?
kind of don't like it though.
You in the
That's
north
so
side of
accessible.
K Town or the south side of K Town?
I don't know. I think South.
It's K-Town proper. It's K-Town proper. Then that's K-Town proper.
I don't know.
K-Town proper.
I don't know.
East Coast? I'm far East
Far
Coast.
East Coast.
I don't know.
Oh man, that's dope.
Angel.
Yo.
Oh, so sorry. Before moving on, congrats, Masa. Love having you in town. Love fucking grabbing a beer out of nowhere and shit.
Isaiah's
super
playing
dope.
soccer now. That's right.
That's been it's been interesting. Especially this past weekend when he had a pretty bad game.
Tell us about it. I want to hear.
Basically, moral of the story is I had to check myself because I always thought I would never be that parent.
You're becoming that parent.
I'm that parent.
Let me tell you.
So I had to. My sister had to check me. She went to watch. She's like, "Hey, bro, like, what are you doing?"
Get the fuck
And then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? It took me a minute, but I had to shut up. Yep. Yeah,
What'd you do though? Like,
I was
talk to
just
me
like,
about when you
I was
were
just
snapping and when you had oh shit, and then what you do after?
I just stayed quiet to the end of the game. Once I caught it, or once I realized that I was being too loud, and then I was like, all right. It took a second, and then I just didn't say anything anymore. I didn't cheer. I didn't yell. I didn't anything. I just stayed quiet, like completely quiet. I just watched the game.
Let's have group therapy. Let's have group therapy here because you gotta find a middle ground. You can't fucking shut off either. Like you're
such thing, bro.
Yeah, little man's need support and shit, so you can't be just a figure there. You know what I mean? You gotta find a balance between fucking trying to yank kids out of the court and shit and not saying anything, maybe. You know what I mean? But it's crazy, right? It's crazy the fact that like you didn't think you would do that and it ended up being that. But shout out to your sister for checking you out.
Yeah, that's right.
He since he started late, this is his first team, right? And he's 6, 7.
Not late.
No, he's 6. Well, I mean, he could have done a previous season or two, maybe. You know, and I thought that he was gonna be, you know, a little behind all the other kids, but I think for the most part he's up to par. I think he's like the quickest kid on the team, and he has probably one of the better shots. Like he could shoot from far. He has a good foot on him. So it was surprising, you know.
Yeah,
for sure. Like when I got frustrated, it was because I knew that he could do better. Because I've seen him do better, and it's like it just came out. Like if I wasn't expecting much, you know, I wouldn't even be tripping. But
yeah, but you want to fall in love with this shit before.
Oh yeah, that's
first
what I'm
team
saying.
too. So like you want to make fall in love before he dives into it. I mean, look at Angel. Look at Angel's situation, right? Like
I'll give you a
now,
solid
so
example, bro. Yeah. No, I was gonna tell you, you know, how you don't want him not to love it. Like when I was little, my mom wanted to be religious as fuck, and she used to make me read all these Bible verses, and she used to scream at me and smack me because I was learning the Bible verses. Now I'm not religious at all. See, there you go.
Like, don't smack
real
me.
life example.
No, just off topic as fuck. Dope shit though. Angel, give us update on Nate.
Beast, bro, fucking beast. It's crazy. I mean, this motherfucker is just next level shit right now. And
hell yeah,
youngest player in the team. Remember that team I was telling you guys about? Thinking about taking him over there.
Yeah,
he just had a field day with them, and that team's losing players. Just
breaking down.
Yep, and he's gonna play him again this weekend. So I'm excited. There's a specific player that I think of, like, you know, your nemesis. I'm creating a nemesis for him. You know, like go check that little motherfucker, right? And Eli's up to par, bro. He's been on it, bro. He's been on it. So yeah, and then their season's almost over. But they're closing out playing the first 3 teams that they played in the at the start of the season. Those are 3 strongest teams in our in Southern California. Really, they're 3 of the 4 strongest teams in Southern California. And Eli played well with those games, but his teams right now, they've been playing a lot better since then. They've grown a lot over the last few games. Eli's been Eli, right? But now as a team, so I want to catch these teams again, and then. You know, a week.
How they do the first time against them?
The first team they lost 6-0, the second one 6-1, and the other one 3-2. So they started.
The ones that they're going to see.
Yeah, they won. Yeah, but again, they went from losing the very first one 6-0, then 6-1, and then 3-2, and then ever since they haven't lost a single game. So they've been on a solid streak since then. So that's what I'm saying. It's catch these guys right now, and I'm pumped. Like individually, for my son, Eli's been solid since the start of the season, right? So. No complaints, but I also care about the team as a whole. So I'm really looking forward to catching these teams again. So right now, Saturday, Sunday, and next weekend,
that's it. It's going to war.
Yeah, we're going to war, bro. This is like Arsenal playing against City and then United and then Liverpool. You know, it's like it's going down right now. You know, so these are four of the best teams in Southern California right now going at it. So this bracket that Eli's in, like their bracket is top notch. There's only one team that does not belong here, but apart from that, all these teams are dope, bro. Fucking, I love this life. I love it. I love it. So it's dope. I don't want to 10, but season's almost over, so I'm sad
now. Listen, I'm always amazed with fucking the space recognition in with Eli right now. The fact that he knows where to escape or where the pass is into space is like, you know, we've seen a lot of leagues, seen a lot of dope leagues and shit, and people who've played the game for years don't recognize the space, and the kid can recognize it in heartbeats in tight spaces. Fucking dope as fuck to me.
You know what I will say though? My advice is to all the parents out there, anyone that might be getting started, even the kid might just, you know, a little bit older, is they need to watch games, bro. Yeah. You guys need to watch games with your kids, and not just watch games. Is, hey, what did you see here? Explain to me. Like, you need to have these conversations. So that's one thing Eli does well. I don't have to ask him. He gets up in the morning. He tells me, Dad, does Arsenal play tomorrow? Or are you going to watch a game in the morning? He's up with me. Usually he hears me. He comes and he watches the games with me, and we have these conversations. Galaxy's playing. I'm watching any random ass. You guys know me. I watch whatever fucking's on TV, right? So whatever I'm watching, he's asking questions, and we talk about it, right? And I think that's been the key is analysis, and not only watching his games and, hey, where do you see the space? What can we do here? You know, what other options? This is a good decision he made here, but what other options you have is that conversation and just having him think, right? As opposed to him just going to play Fortnite or, you know, doing something else. And again, this is an Eli thing. I'm not. He's doing it himself. You know, he doesn't play video games. He's always just around soccer and watching games, playing soccer. He's training here in the house. He's just playing that. And again, if you guys, and I'm just in general, right, is get your kids watching the game from a young age where you actually having these conversations with them. And like you said, Rudy, is understanding space, right? Is go watch the space. You see the space, look what this player did, it's that. And I think that's been key for Eli. No, it helps that he doesn't care for video games. You know, I know a lot of kids are about the life, but Eli is all about the soccer.
What's up? And again, like, shout out to you for the commitment you have as well. Let's wrap this up. George, talk to me. How you been, Papa?
Amazing, baby.
And with that being said, let's go.
Wait, I want to hear about your soccer life, bro. The girls are playing. I want to hear about Arya.
Yeah, the girls are doing great. Arya's doing really good, actually. She's the one that I think is going to be the one that's much more interested. Like, any free time that she has, she thinks about soccer, wants to play soccer, be like, oh, let's kick the ball, let's go outside. I said, likes it. She's really good, but she needs to push a little bit harder. But I'm not going to put like it's enough me coaching her. I don't want to make her. Yeah. I don't want to make her read the Bible and hate the Bible. You feel me?
Yeah.
Exactly. So like, if she wants to, and I think she's right now at the age where they're like separating. Like, the girls that really want to play are going to continue to play, and the girls that just want to do this will find something else that they like. And so we're at that point right now with it. So it should be interesting.
I'm excited about Arya. I'm excited for Arya because she has like good soccer fucking instincts and shit. You know what I mean? Every time I see her.
She's an Arsenal supporter, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Every time I see her, dog. Arsenal. So I get it, dog. You know what I mean? So if I fucks with it.
Arsenal supporter. Fuck shit.
You're welcome. All right, boys. Listen, amazing. I'm actually just taking that for me because we hadn't caught up. So, audio listeners, YouTube.
Real quick, I forgot. Got a final this weekend. We made the final.
That's right.
Damn, I was gonna shout him out at the end, bro, but that's cool. That works. You want to knock it out right now?
I mean, right now.
Yeah, that's good.
We can because the next time we talk, we might be champions, we might be not. So rather now.
No. Don't even put that out there like that. Y'all gonna be champions next week. Or next time we talk. Next time we talk.
Hey, if you need a coach, let me know. I got my coaching license already. My 77.99.
I mean, Eddie does too, though. He's a shit coach.
Yo, shout out to you guys though. Good luck, man. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The Cerritos this morning, early morning this weekend.
They're gonna live stream.
Our high school.
So I'll shoot the link. I'll share the link.
Yeah.
Live stream.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
LA Sports is covering it.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure you tweet that over the weekend when it's available. Dope. All right, let's get started. This is what I want to do the most was talk about us, and I guess now we're gonna talk about this team.
It's crazy. Everybody's soccer life is going well except our team. Qué lindo.
Oh, let's talk about it. Listen, we had a match. We had a match against Minnesota that was it that we needed to win. That other results had fallen our way, and that if we win, we're really in this playoffs chase and yada 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 yada. But our luck ran out. We dropped the game 5-2 against Minnesota. I don't really want to don't talk about it too much, but like I do want to talk about like how that kind of just symbolized our season, right? To me, it just kind of recapped our whole season, right? Like where at points we look dead on, like we're in it, we could challenge shit, but at others we're just ass and the bill came at the end. Because the Minnesota team at the end kind of just exposed us. What's his name?
Pookie.
Pookie
Baller,
got it. Pookie got it in his fucking special card FIFA 19 and shit, dog. But he put 4 passes there. And again, like, let me just say it so we know who was in the field, because we started that game with Bond, Edwards, Alfaro, Yoshida, Leardam, Rosell, Cerrillo, Fagundes, Costa, Boyd, and Sharp. Yeah. I mean, just that back line, right? If we think about this, like when the season started, not that when the season started we're super convinced of defense, but if you think about the defense when the season started to what we end up with, it's crazy. If you think about Brugman, Delgado, and Puch, and you have me here the first few weeks of the season saying we had the best midfield in MLS, to end up with Rosell, Cerrillo, and Costa, kinda, Sanchez Fagundes. To be fair, our wings probably got an upgrade towards at this point versus what we started with Boyd and Fagundes, kind of understanding Costa being out there as well, and Sharp, which shout out to Masa because he got his jersey for his efforts or whatever, but like didn't necessarily solve our issues, that we had the whole year with scoring goals. Yeah, it just kind of sums it all up, right? Like what this season was. Yeah. It really comes down to like what this game ended up being. Just mediocre and not up to par. Thoughts?
Go ahead, Angel. Mine are gonna be short and sweet.
I'm sure if I recall correctly, this is the game I went on Twitter for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because I mean that was in the season, and I mean, Rudy, you just said it, and guys, we've been talking about it for. Correct me if I'm wrong. Since before the beginning of the season, right? I know people were like, "Oh, well, you've had the injuries, and you had this happen, and this happened." I don't want to hear that shit though. Vanny had a whole off season post World Cup, which is like the hottest time to do it, right? Where you can get some crazy ass talent to come in. And I remember we talked about it before the season started, and even right at the beginning of the season. I think the only player that was in limbo and you probably couldn't prepare for because we know what's going to happen was Julian, right? But apart from that, we knew what was going on. The whole Grand Series shit happened early on, where you can recover from it and find a replacement. We talked about depth, right? We talked about defense, how there's certain players that I didn't know if I was going to trust, right? Now, since then, we talked about the injuries. Yes, injuries happen. I get that. But even before the injuries, we won, 10, 11 games? We couldn't win a fucking game?
Yep.
Right? So, it's I understand that people want to find excuses for Vanny and want to say, oh, this, come on, let's be fucking real here. He had a whole off season to anticipate what's going to happen throughout the year. We talked about depth going in. My biggest beef out of everything was depth, right? It was like a fucking broken record. You guys hated to hear it, but that was my biggest shit. I was happy when we got that depth halfway through the season, and the type of players that we were talking about. That's the players that LA Galaxy should be acquiring. We're talking about depth pieces. Your Barrios, your Fagundes, and even Cerrillo, I think was solid. Again, and then the other thing, right, is our defensive was. I understand Neil's out, Caceres is out, Calegari's. I understand that, sure, I get it, but fuck, man, to be leaking goals every fucking game and you can't figure it out and you can't solve it, it's crazy. I mean, maybe don't play defensive minded. I mean, if you're gonna get scored on a bunch of goals, why are we starting with Rosell over and over and over? Like,
let me
there's a lot, right?
Let me stop. Yeah, because I don't think he said anything crazy. Right? I think I could dispute a couple of things. I don't think he said anything crazy, but he did hop into a lot of different things, right? And I think you're right though. Like, because the beginning of the season, it was that it was. I mean, I remember Vanny saying something to the likes of, "I want my team here for preseason," or something to the likes.
He said that last year.
Was it
before
last
the
year?
start of this year?
Okay.
Yes, before the start of this year. So we were excited for what's going to be that off season. I remember we were excited because we talked about it post World Cup. That's the hottest time where you could get some of these crazy ass talented players who are not probably going to play in the following World Cup, and they're willing to take this risk because they don't care so much about being able to make the next World Cup roster. But we talked about it probably the last episode we did last year or the preview to the season, whatever it was. But we talked about it because that was Vanny's thing. He wants to have his team in preseason.
Yep. Yeah. So to that point, like, I know you were skeptical of it from the jump because we didn't have the pieces. And when the season started, I do remember thinking like, okay, yeah, we need pieces, but we'll acquire these before the end of the window, right? Because everybody knew that in the summer we had a fucking.
And I even forgot about that. Exactly. So why don't you go all out? Yeah. Anyways,
like I don't want to question and get frustrated over that because that happened. That's something that happened, and I do remember, and again, that paid dividends at the end, right? Because as you said, in the summer we acquired correctly. I thought I was really happy with that window, especially having restrictions, right? That we weren't sure that we were going to get all the be able to sign anybody. And then we ended up doing a lot of work. So they corrected some of this, but like you're right, like to start the season, we have that, right? And then we go into like how we start the season, right? Because like Pooch comes out and says he wants to be MVP. Cheech, like there is this growing pressure of year after year, him saying we got to do better this year. We got to be better. And then, like, listen, to be fair, like, in my opinion, Chicharito shows he's trying to take it to another level. He's trying to push it. There's effort there. But Chicharito has a shit start to season, right? So when we're depending on our DP striker to lead us in the front, and he has a shit season, right? We quickly realize we have no fucking width to start the season. And our play is fucking is shit. Like there is so much, but even at that, right? Like they had time to turn it around.
Mm-hmm. Plenty of time.
But you seen like the amount of injuries this year. Like you can't deny it. I'm not excusing it because I think there's issues with the roster before the season started that we should address, right? So I'm not excusing it. But the amount of injuries to the players that we got this year is ridiculous. Look at Alejandro's comment right now. It says Douglas Costa had 10 assists. Oh, never mind. I'll come back to this. But look at the amount of injuries into the players, right? It's Chicharito, it's Cáceres, it's Delgado, it's fucking
Brugman.
Right? It's Costa.
Neil.
It's Neil. It's Caligari at the end.
Caligari, yep.
And every single one. Listen, Chicharito, for what it's worth, he was a starter. He goes down, right? Brugman, no doubt, he's a starter. Jalen Neal, no doubt, he's a starter. Delgado, when he was out for his stint, definitely like somebody you banking on. Caligari is not even somebody you question about. Probably the first name on the list because he's so consistent.
I think Caligari was the one that hurt us the most, but
yeah, I mean, it just kind of exposed us because he held it down for us so much.
Yep.
Right, so it just exposed us when he goes down. So I think that carries weight too, man. Like so I hear you. Like
I get it. Look, I understand it, Rudy. I understand that 100%. Yes, But what leads up the 10, 11, 12 games? How do you go that many games? Right now, all we needed was really 2 games, and we're in playoffs.
Oh yeah. But listen, but again,
that's my point. People can't blame the whole thing on the fucking injuries, and that's what people are doing. They're defending Greg Vanney on, oh, well, look at all these injuries. But look at what start from the season to the end. That's my point.
I don't understand the defending of Greg Vanney when my man in the last 9 years post Bruce era, he's been the one with the most leniency to make these moves and to get the players that he wants. Sure, he doesn't. You don't have any knowledge of who's going to get hurt, what's going to happen. Understandable, but you have the knowledge. But you could actually prepare yourself for things behind that. Angel, you've been saying that you're huge on that. I personally think that there's a lot of subs that he makes that should never be made. It's a lot. It's much more robotic than actually getting a feel for the game, looking at the game, and adjusting to what you see. I feel a lot of what he does is he feels that he needs to do something just because he's used to doing it at these times. A lot of that was last year. This year, he's playing with the hand that he's dealt with. But then again, at the beginning of the year, a lot of us said, playoffs or not, Vanney needs to go depending on how he does.
Yeah,
but now towards the end of the season, now towards the end of the season, we want to kind of backtrack that and say, oh, well, he had injuries. It's like you're so big on change. You're so big on like, oh, we need this person out. We need this person out. We need this person out. But when it comes to the one person that actually could get blamed now, we're kind of backtracking. Rightfully so. But I think he needs to leave. If we're starting fresh, and it's what a lot's going to happen. Our FO is starting brand new. Our DPs, we have 3 open DP slots. Mm-hmm. I don't feel the need to bring on something that hasn't worked for the last 2 to 3 years.
Well, here I want to talk Vanney and like options in our coaching for that role, whether it's Vanney or somebody else. Before we move into that, before we move into like who a potential coach could be, let's keep at it at this season, right? Because here, let me pull up our fixtures so we know where we're at. I want to talk about this, because we end up having I can't justify our record this year. Right. Sosa says, Eric says, how do you explain the wins, all the wins after Klein left? At least the 14 games having the highest point in average. I think the Caligari injury is too much to overcome. Here, all I want to say about this is up to the Minnesota game, we're still in the playoff race. And I don't think that means that we were any good. I just think that the bottom half of the West was accessible. We could have got there at any point if we were just any type of good. Right? After Klein leaves, I don't even like I think because it's shit season, we overthink this because they didn't have a really good they didn't have a good record. We got a gang of ties. We had like a lot of games where we fought back and got ties. We got a point of it.
We were down in a lot of games.
And at that point of the season, like a point like seemed like a good result because we were in a bad place. I don't think at any point this season where I was like, I'm lying to you, I think a preseason, I thought we might have been like, we could be a dominant team because of the midfield. But after that, it quickly faded away. And at no point did I think like we're going to be a super dominant team without getting, in the beginning of the season, without getting some wide players who create for us out wide. And at the end of the season was without getting some players back, Yoshida had to be fucking like, he had to be 10 times better than Cáceres for this to work out. We needed Edwards and we needed fucking Aude or whoever was playing out wide, Leardam, to be a better version of them. We needed so much to go right after those injuries. No, I don't believe like this team had problems when they were assembled. This team had problems understanding what they're trying to do. Vanney had a problem trying to pivot and change what he's trying to do with the personnel that he ended up with. It just doesn't go. It doesn't go one. It doesn't go. This is not a good season, right? Like, let me just cut down all the L's we had. 4, 5, 6, 14. We have 14 L's. Right? 11 wins, and the rest are draws. So out of 34 games, only 11 times did we take all 3 points. Like I see it. Like even if we look at it, like we're not that far away from a playoff spot, right? Quote unquote. But like this team showed, like I mean, we talked about it. Like, what the fuck's the point of making the playoffs at this point? We're a bad team. We're getting bounced out. Like there's nothing positive in this team. 36 points. We'll probably end up with at that or 39. Playoffs is a 43 right now. So it wasn't crazy. Like it just, but it wasn't a good team. That we couldn't.
I want to be hypothetical about this. Say we do bring back Greg Vanny. Now he has 3 open DPs. If next year is subpar, he's out. But now we're gonna bring in a coach.
Yep. Thank you. I know.
Tied to what? Tied to what?
Well,
so you guys are talking about because I'm reading the chat, and a lot of it's like, oh, let's give him one more year. Let's let Will Kuntz do this. You guys forget that we're starting off fresh, and we're giving Greg Vanny and the FO 3 DPs. If it fails under Greg Vanny, the new coach gonna come in is stuck with those 3 DPs potentially for more than 2 to 3 years.
Was he?
So are we gonna give the new coach 2 to 3 years?
I hope so.
That's what we've been saying, though.
Doesn't matter
for a minute.
Doesn't matter. I don't want another 1 year a week 18-month process. I don't want that because that leads us into fucking years and years of just all that carry. Like I don't want none of that. I want a project.
It's been 3 years with Greg Vanny.
3 years, and people forget that.
Yeah.
Right before Ricky Push came, we were in the same boat.
Doesn't fucking matter.
Ricky single-handedly got us there.
Doesn't matter. We hosted a playoff game last year, and we made it second round of playoffs. Doesn't fucking matter. We hadn't done that. No, it doesn't.
It matters. We barely got in.
Doesn't fucking matter. When's the last time we done that? No, wait a minute. We hosted a game. We didn't barely get in. We hosted a game last year. Don't forget.
We actually barely got in.
Yeah,
because all the games were so close.
Fuck are you talking about? We got fourth
because
place.
Everything was so close. Go look at it again.
No. I need you to do something. I need you to go back and look at how many years it's been since we hosted a playoff game. As a matter of fact, go back and look how many years we consistently been in playoffs. No, like I understand.
We still really got in.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
We're
yes,
two
it really
games.
does.
We're 2 games away from MLS coming.
No, it depended on the other game.
No.
That's the same mentality everybody else has in the chat. That's why we suck.
No, you have the wrong mentality. You think we're title contenders every year. We're not. You think we're top of this fucking league. We're not. You think we are
not?
Listen,
are you serious?
We're marquee.
I'm the one that leaks probably the least of that fucking juice.
So how come it's hard for you to step progress? You can't go from being a shit team to being a fucking MLS contender next year.
We haven't progressed though.
No. Again, last under Greg Vanny, we will make playoffs. We'll make playoffs.
We haven't progressed.
Yes, we have.
Again, 3 seasons.
No. Yes, I'll tell you how.
If that's the case, GPS go 1 for 1. One season playoffs, 1 season without playoffs.
I'll tell you how we have. I'll tell you how we haven't progressed. This team right now, get rid of Rosell, right? Get rid of Leardom, get rid of Edwards, right? Who else do I want to get rid of right now?
Greg Vanny.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm making a point. I'm making a point.
Okay, explain it to me because you're defending him now, but you're talking all this shit about Rosell playing.
I'm not making what I'm making a case for is project. Not a fucking not a hot fix, not a fucking bandit. It's a project. I want somebody.
But how is he a bandit?
I'm not talking about Van, stupid. I'm not talking about.
But it all matters. It all ties.
No. You're not listening to what I'm saying. Listen, what I'm saying is right now, if Greg Van leaves, there has been progress because out of this squad, 4 or 5 players I want out. The rest I'm keeping from this squad, right? That's what I'm doing. So it's been progress because every single time, whether it was Shiggy, whoever it was. The squad needed an overhaul. This squad doesn't need an overhaul. You could bring in a competent head coach right now and work with this squad. All right, with the players that we have locked in for contract, you could bring a competent coach and have a squad. There's enough talent, quality, and versatility in this squad that you can bring in a coach with some fucking smarts and can figure this shit out. So that is progress, and a lot of that has to do with Vanny. Right, because even the players that he brought in and didn't quite check out, he's moved from them. Right, exception a few, but the ones that didn't check, they didn't really work out. He got rid of them. Our our other French guy. Oh my god, what's his name? He was our DM last year. He came in and he left pretty quick. Oh my god, what's his name? He came with Cabral and
yeah.
you know what I'm talking about? But like even at that, like
Yeah,
I
you're
thought he
talking
was,
about
doesn't matter. I thought he was a good
yeah,
player.
Ryan
but
Robertson,
like,
yeah.
but he was able to move on for it. So like I think there's some of that I could take away. It's not all just bad. The results are though. The fact that he can pivot is. I fucks with all that, right? But I'm saying like, well, my whole argument was like, I don't want this like big name coach who's gonna be here for a year and not succeed and then start all over again. That's not what I want. I want a fucking project. I want somebody they are gonna give 2 years, 3 years. Right? I hope they deserve the project. I hope they're vetting people and getting their fucking their understanding of that shit. So when they vet him, we have a coach and manager who is gonna be for 3 years. I don't think Vandy's it though. Right? For me, Vandy's not it for the simple reason that he can pivot fast enough. He can in-game change tactics. He can recognize personnel and realize what he has. Regardless of regardless of what the bad take Fern has and shit. You know what I mean? Like it's not it hasn't worked out. Like and forget about results or anything, just the eye test. Right? Like Masa's a fucking Masa preaches about ugly soccer but results. Right? I'm a purist. I like the good style of football, but results too. We have neither. We don't have good football. We don't have bad football, good results. We just don't have anything. So time to move. Listen, we were just talking about Minnesota. We didn't even talk about a game against RSL, which is more the same. I want to continue looking forward. I have one gripe I want to fucking talk about right now is the fact that why didn't we play all the kids against Salt Lake?
We thought we had a chance, maybe. I don't know.
No, we're out of playoffs. We're like going into ourselves. We're out.
Oh, Minnesota, correct.
Going into ourselves. We're out of playoffs like this last weekend. So like, why not the kids? Give them an outing in a regular season game. I didn't see the point of putting out our players and still getting a tie against ourselves at home when we don't have nothing to play. It frets me. I think I talked to Angel. I hit you up about this shit because I was frustrating that we can't even take time like this to do something for the youth. But let's keep it moving.
Don't even get me started with the whole youth movement because Johnny Perez didn't get enough looks, and when he did, he looked fucking great out there.
Nah, he didn't look
Anybody's
great.
agree?
Yeah, he didn't look great.
Yes,
great?
he did.
Nah, he didn't
Yes,
look great.
Yes,
I'm excited about
for
it.
a fucking kid. For a kid, fuck out of here. You guys were on that chicken noogie tip. You guys were on that chicken noogie tip.
So you're doing the same. So you're doing the same with a player who's good.
Fuck out of here.
You're doing the same with a player who's good.
Fuck out of here.
You're doing players in with nothing else though. Right? He great. Come on, player. Come on.
Yeah. He did. For what he had to deal with, yeah.
Great.
I don't even understand how you get mad at people for wilding out and having wild takes when you have wild takes.
Hate on Johnny Perez all you want, bro.
I'm not. Nobody's hating about great. Come on. You
the same way you thought Granzier was great.
You're selling, dog. You be selling.
Fuck out of here. The Granzier thing, I just needed a replacement for
Alessandrini.
And that I was very clear about that. Fuck out of here.
And now you found one here with Johnny Perez.
No, I don't like Mexicans. Remember?
Well, now you do though. Now you do. With your bad takes. Like let's keep looking at the future, right? I said I have maybe 4 or 5 players I want to get rid of this roster. I'm gonna go with you first, Angel, because your list might be longer and you might cover the list of the other ones. Players you want to get rid of this season.
5. Only 5, right?
5 players I get rid of?
That's how many I think. Maybe 5, maybe less than that, right? Like Angel, I'm going with you first because your list might be longer, so you might cover everybody else's list.
I'll go realistic. Let me pull up our current roster just so I can be fair here. And I'll be realistic. It's fine. Obviously, I want everybody gone. Every fucking body. Okay. Jonathan Bond's got to be gone. If it failed.
You think so? I don't think.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I think he failed. I don't think he's it. You probably keep Klinsmann as just backup if he wants to stay. Otherwise, he's gone too. Alfaro gone.
Hey,
He's still young.
Hold on. Put the phone down.
Yeah.
Put the phone down because you talk a lot of shit, right? So don't look at the phone.
Okay.
Tell me players that you want to get rid of right now, like that you want in your squad.
I really want. I was gone. Okay, Chiqui Nuggy's gone, bro. As long as he was gone, that was my biggest one for sure. So Chicharito's got to be gone.
He's gone too. He's out of contract.
So we're talking about players that are still in contract.
Yeah, players that we know.
I don't know who the fuck's still in contract. I don't know who we still have next year. Okay, fine, I really don't.
Fine.
I really don't.
Then go the way you're doing. Go with what you're doing. Like players you get rid of, and I'll kind of, if I know, I'll update the situation. But
okay, cool. So Chicha, fine, I won't count him. But I think Galaxy would be stupid enough to bring him back.
Okay, so Chicha you wouldn't bring back. Like, go for it.
I wouldn't bring back Chicha. Yeah. Raheem Edwards has got to go as far away as possible from LA as he can. Alfaro was damn, bro. He I hope he doesn't come back for sure. Okay. Jove, because I think you can get something out of him money wise.
What? Out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought you were saying Jovalikin.
No, out. Like he's got to go just because I think he's a sub piece. Right, so that's our two forwards right there.
But hold on. But my whole point of this, I want you to think like of our roster, right? Like players you want to get rid of because they can't perform. Forget what advantages Galaxy can have by pushing him on. If you want to get rid of Jovelin because he's not on his team, like that's fine.
All right,
but
then Rosell, Edwards, Leardom, Mavinga, Alfaro. You said 5, right? Those are the first 5 I think about.
Look, whoever. Because
all right, fine. Fine. Jonathan Bond.
Bond's gone for you.
Yep. Caceres has got to be gone for me. Who else we have in the mid? Rosell, he's gone. Jove is gone. Cheech is gone. Who else do we have? So you let me look at the everyone else.
And the reason I'm bringing this is because on top of the head, it's not like other seasons, right?
Where Zabaleta?
Yeah, Zabaleta.
I said Mavinga, right?
Yep.
Vivi, Cuevas.
He's staying.
Koulibaly.
Yep, he's gone.
Douglas Costa. I get it.
He's gone.
He did well towards the end, but
peace.
You know, you gotta do this shit from the beginning, bro. And that's it. I mean, that's at least half of the squad.
Say that one more time. That's half.
That's like half of the squad. Yeah, because they suck.
That's half of the squad. You named like 8 person on a 30-man team.
1, I'll count them for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where's Rosell? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 players.
You counting players who are no longer in contract and
I don't know who's in contract or not.
Right? What? Listen,
yeah, I don't know who's in contract. I'm saying players I don't want. You tell me, I test.
No, I get it.
I don't want them.
But see,
so
like again, you're definitely right wing angel right now, and just adding to this shit, right? Because you included BV, you included all these young kids who were just that supplemental players in the end of that. I'm talking about players, and the players that we're talking about right now too, like all the players. When it comes
but this is where you and I don't align, bro. Because I need difference makers. I need players that are going to come in and be difference makers. You guys are not.
Hold on. That's exactly who they are, though, right? Like the ones we're getting rid of, Alfaro, Mavinga, Rosell, all these players are players that we're getting rid of and are on those short contracts that we are going to get rid of, right? They've been stopgaps. Mavinga was never supposed to be our player who we depended on. Ended up being that. Rosell never a player who was supposed to be depended on. Ended up being that. Right? Like some of these players are just gonna go because of.
But that's what you have depth, bro. And he wanted these players, and that's what you have to prepare with adequate players that are going to be difference makers. That they come in, off of if someone goes down, you want someone that's going to come in, and obviously there's going to be a slight drop off. But goddamn, to be leaking goals like that.
Yeah. We end again. Look at that back line we ended up with, right? Think about it.
Yeah, that's why I want them all gone.
Yeah. But think about it, right? Like the difference of backline without I'm sorry, Caligari, Neo, and Cáceres, right? Even the right back was or left back was like questionable all the time. But those three were different defense than the defense we ended up with. I think you embellished a little bit like on some of the players, but the point is that it's not a lot of the starters when healthy, like all the starters that you get rid of right now, right? Because if we look at at just healthy, fine. And you want to go Bond, I don't necessarily disagree with that. I don't see us moving from him, but I hear that. But other than that, right? If we look at Caligari on the right back, that's solid, stays in there. Neo, that's solid, that stays there. We need a new center back because Cáceres and Yoshida Yoshida probably come back, but probably not who we should be leaning on. And we need a right back. In the midfield, you have Delgado, you have Cerrillo, you have Brugman, Puig, right? We have Boyd coming back in, and then you have
I hope so. He was on a 1 year deal.
Was he? Oh, he's a 1 year.
Yeah, he's the only one I remember for that because I've been.
He's a 1 year.
Fucking days, bro.
1 year in club option though. So
okay,
yeah, you're saying
who?
Boyd?
Oh,
yeah, he's a 1+1 club option. So but again, like, listen, Chicharito's gone, right? Like he's out of contract. I think you're right. The G's we know are skeptical to bring him back, but I don't think he'd be a DP or a focal point. I think it's time to kind of look for a DP striker.
Fuck that.
I hear you. I'm with you. Fuck that. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if it both pulls some bullshit like that. But we have a spot open for a DP striker, right? We have a spot open for somebody else in the attack, and if we can get two more in the attack, I think we have that, right? So I think that roster wise, we're in a better situation than we have than other seasons, just quality wise, right? Because I think like the pieces we brought in at the mid season, the summer transfer are also going to help out. So we'll see that. That being said, let's talk about coaching now, right? My point is that we have enough quality in players that any coach come in. Any competent coach could come in and make something out of this team. What are you guys thinking for that, though, right? I think in this podcast, it's going to be clear that we want Benny out, prefer a different coach. But what does that look like for you?
You didn't even let me ask George if he agreed with me or he didn't about the players out. Because I want to know what he thought.
I was just frustrated he didn't mention Zabaleta.
I did say Zabaleta.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No,
I even counted him down. No, fuck. I'll call him right now. Leave, motherfucker.
Yeah, Joveljic. Yeah, no, I agreed with your. I mean, not to a certain extent. You were like the VVs and all those. I wouldn't take out, but I think for the most part, you're 100% accurate on who needs to leave. And Benny.
No, I think Angel's spot on. I just don't think it's
attainable.
It could happen. Yeah, that should.
You don't think what can happen?
All those
players being gone.
Yeah. You don't think so?
No, hell no.
Almost every single player, exception of Bond, is on a short contract.
Yeah, but they have +1s, no? They're here back.
Options, club options. All of the club options.
16 people.
But again, it's not 16.
It's probably more because Barrios is gone at the end of the season.
That's fine.
A lot of these players are gone at the end of the season.
Who's gone at the end of the season?
Cheech, Costa,
yeah.
Barrios. Okay, those are players. Some of these players weren't even mentioned. We didn't even talk about Douglas Costa.
Well, Costa's gone. I'm sorry. I just kind of, in my head, always assumed that Costa's gone. So maybe that's just an assumption I made.
You think we're replacing 16 players?
I don't think I think we're replacing 5. I don't think it's 16. Like, yeah, because I don't buy into the.
That's what I'm saying. So Angel mentioned 16. I said it's not attainable.
I don't.
That's so.
Okay, but you're replacing BB? Are you getting rid of BB?
For what? He's a G2 player.
Exactly. That's one of 16 players. So it's not 16 players. Is what I'm trying to say.
Whatever. 15. Exactly half.
Not 15. Bro. It's not 15 either, bro. But like, that's it. Like all right. Fair. Like 16 players. 3 of us want to get rid of 16 players. That's a lot. I don't think it's that because I think again, I just counted off 8 players that are starters.
I
have a top 5 though. like MySpace, bro. That gotta be gone.
My top whatever is anyone who played in Toronto for Greg Vanney has to go. That's simple.
Who's that?
Whoever
Raheem,
Vanney,
Mavinga, Rosell.
Rosell, except Delgado gets
to go too. Right?
Nah, Delgado gets a pass. Delgado gets a pass.
You said everybody though, dog. And Delgado has to go too. I'm sorry, dog. Now he has to go now. Sorry, dog. Nah, I agree. I fucks with that. I mean, but those are players, though, right? Rosell, Mavinga, Zavaleta, Liam, Edwards.
You see, and that's why I don't agree with Vanney being a coach. Like, you brought 5 players from a team. Like, what was the purpose of bringing those players?
Preach, motherfucker, preach.
I think out of those 6 players, 5 players, 1 was good, 2 maybe.
Yo, no. Yeah. But here, listen, right? Nobody, not even Greg Vanney, expects Zavaleta and Mavinga. Nah, let me take Mavinga back. I think he had hopes for Mavinga. But Rosell and definitely Zavaleta, not in his plans to be constant starters or involved as much.
Okay, but let me stop you right there. Whether or not he had Uri Rosell in his plans, he still started him multiple times over Edwin Cerrillo.
Yeah.
So fuck Greg Vanney, dog.
Yeah, too fucking defensive, and then we still get fucking dog.
Yeah, listen, but that's not. We just like fucking mixing the points, right? Like we're
the only points that we suck.
We're all in on Vanney out. We're all in Vanney making bad decisions, right? Like that. I don't think anybody of us 4 is against that. I think we all agree.
Vanney out. Sad, though.
Vanney doesn't make decisions. That doesn't mean like
coming.
All right, what are we thinking for a new head coach? Though? Like, what are we looking for?
Honestly, I don't give a fuck at this point.
Okay.
Hey, bro, I almost have my 11-11 license, bro. What's up? Run it, bro. I do that shit for free, pro bono, bro.
Hey, I'd rather get Vanney back.
Yeah, no. Fuck that. Fucking Shiggy AI or something, though. Say it again.
Someone who's hungry to prove.
Point. Yes.
You think younger?
That's what I want.
It has to be younger. Someone fresh, bro. Someone who hasn't had a crack.
You know who we need? For those that watch football, we need an equivalent of the Miami Dolphin head coach. Someone young that's gone through the ranks and understands the fucking game. We need that equivalent to the MLS.
And he's weird too, so I fuck with him heavy. He's dope.
And I don't know who the fuck that means. I don't know who that translates over to.
Yo, but we need that guy. Actually, Angel, you're the big. How do you feel about that?
About what?
About bringing in somebody younger.
I'm down to get the Miami Dolphins coach. I'm sure he'll figure it out.
His offense is nice, dog.
Yeah, exactly. Man.
Because listen, that's what I want. But I think if we want that, if that's what we're looking for, we have to be a little patient there. All right.
I don't know, man. There's got to be ambitious coaches out there, bro. I mean, there has to be.
No shit.
But that will be craving and say, hey, no, I want to go there. I'm gonna show you guys what I can do.
Yeah, but we have to again, like that's betting on on the high roller tables, right? Because we're looking for something like that, like that's not a for sure.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like
I get what you're saying.
That's a risk we're taking right there, right?
That's a valid point. That's a valid point.
And again, I think going. And I want this, right? Like, this is what I want. I want like a fresh young coach, somebody who can connect with the players because they're, most of younger players. I want somebody who knows the MLS, right? I don't mean the intricacies of fucking salaries and all that. I'm talking about like knows MLS, understands there's different fields you play in, understand what teams are what, and has seen some of our players before. Right, I don't want. Listen, there's been talks of of the great one, and other coaches who are coming available like right now. I don't want a big name coach thinking he's gonna come in and get a team with like top rated European players and then realize he's coaching. Yeah, handle and then realize he's coaching fucking Cuevas and shit and players who don't have that skill. I don't need that. I need somebody.
The great one could do it though.
I don't think he can.
The great one always finds someone.
No, I don't think I'm good. I like that one. I'm a hard pass on. On
Mourinho?
On Mourinho,
That's
I'm a
wild.
hard pass on Mourinho.
That's wild because that man plays ugly and wins games.
I'm a hard pass on that shit. Don't mean shit. Like he could win games, guarantee you. But when that well dries out, then we'll be in a situation where we have to clean that up for years, and I don't want that. Because he'll bring in players to win next season.
But that's not his style, though.
Yeah, no, I don't want that. That's what I'm saying. I don't want that for the club.
He finds youth players.
Talk to me about that.
He finds youth players.
Talk to me about that. Talk to me about that. Talk to me about that.
About what?
Talk to me about how he finds young players, baby.
Who gave Balotelli his shot?
Okay, Balotelli.
And right now,
your first name is Balotelli. When was the last time Balotelli was? When we first started this pod. Talk to me.
Oh, that was like 2 years ago. Wait, 4 years, 5 years ago.
No. Yeah. It's been a minute. All right. Talk to me. Who
but he finds players.
Who?
At Roma, he's given so many players so many chances.
But listen, look at where
every team he goes to, he finds players.
Where's he gone, Masa? Where's he gone, Masa? What clubs have he gone, Masa?
Every club he's coached.
What clubs has he gone? What clubs are those, Masa? What clubs does Mourinho usually coach?
The top European teams.
And those have not only resources but also infrastructure that they can find.
He wouldn't find a young player here.
I think it's easier for him to find an older player. I think it's easier for him.
I guarantee you.
You talking about Moore?
I guarantee you he'll probably give Johnny Perez more minutes if he was coaching. I guarantee you that.
I don't know about that because I think he'll give up on him easier too.
Maybe.
Like I don't. Again,
I'm not saying I want Mourinho.
I want Mourinho.
That's stressing me. But I'm saying like it's crazy that you wouldn't want a coach that gets results.
No, again, my whole problem is I don't want a quick turnaround.
What you're saying is that
I want a project, bro.
What he's gonna do is bring in players. He's a project manager, bro. He finds youth players. That's what he lives on.
Of course, but when you're doing with Roma, when you're doing clubs who have resources, who have infrastructure, where you could pick from the bottom, where you could look at me like, I could pull this up. Where your club has enough pull that
you're saying we have no talent in the academy.
No, I don't think we do.
I don't think Jose Mourinho. I don't know if I agree with you guys. I don't think Jose Mourinho actually develops young talent. He acquires young talent. That's like the next best.
No, I'm going to debunk this. I'm about to send some shit in here.
All right, that's cool. Listen, I'm not. Sir, I'm just saying. I don't know if I agree there, but I'm also going to tell you and hear that I'm the Jose Mourinho expert. The only reason I want Jose Mourinho is because he finds way to win games, and that I fuck with. He finds way to win games. He doesn't believe like in one specific system that Greg Vanney is going to die by the sword with. And it hasn't worked out for us. Jose Mourinho adapts to a game, right? He finds ways to win games. Sometimes it's ugly. Sometimes it's fucking parking the bus and we're going to fucking hate it. But guess what? They won Champions League, right? So you guys know what I'm talking about. But point is, he finds ways. So I understand that. But I will say one thing to the Jose Mourinho thing and getting an older player. I remember a few years ago we were talking about get Piojo over here.
Oh,
you guys remember that?
Yeah.
But he's lost his juice,
mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm afraid of, right? If we get an older cat right now that, hey, he's already won shit, he's done a lot. Example, like let's say we get Bruce back, right? I know that's been a topic that a lot of people have talked about. But my point is like, what if they did lose their juice? Like, what if they don't have it anymore? And then we're acquiring that coach based on what he's done in the past. That's kind of what we did with Vanney, and Vanney is a younger coach, right? We acquired. I remember we were excited. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know I was excited that Vanney was coming because he had one league, he had done good things in Toronto, right? And I was hyped for it, but it didn't work out. It's the Galaxy. It's a different thing. Being the Galaxy manager is different than being the coach at fucking Toronto, right? And that's my thing.
So like for me and you, like we always disagree here because like I get it, but I'll put a project, I put a thought into the future over a result next season, right? Let me explain.
And I think that's where you and I don't align.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I said.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got it now. I understand what you mean. Yeah,
our goals gonna be different here because like I want to see definitely improvement, right? Like that'll be the goal, but I want to see a change in the Galaxy in whole, right? The way we approach the season, the way we approach the off season, the way we approach in season, the way we approach in game tactics. I want to see the whole change, like just a fucking facelift to what we've been doing since Bruce, or trying to mimic since Bruce. right? Like I want something different. I want. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying before you react. I want an expansion type feeling when it comes to the coach and the coach and the way we approach it, right? Because I think really like that's what we need. We have a really good base, in my opinion, right now of players. I think if you could bring in a coach and bring in, I think there's already like staff movement that's in place. Now you bring in the coach that could align with all that. I want to see something that's a process and not just result oriented, because we've been there. Like we've seen the Zlatan, we've seen the Gerards, we've seen throw everything at it to win it and fail. So I want to see something different. I want to see something new, in my opinion.
I'm just gonna not fuck with that Gerard thing, because Gerard's legs were just done, bro. Like he was just done.
And it wasn't about Gerard, but like
I know, I get it.
Do you remember that? Like that was the Jean season. That's when we threw everything at it because we wanted to win another one, right?
But we couldn't even keep De Jong. I still believe it would have kept Nigel De Jong. We'd be champions.
Yeah,
100%.
Can we not pick up an argument from like fucking 7 years ago? Can we not do this?
I'm just saying. Fuck the MLS for that, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
But it's that thing. Like I don't want to go through that again. I'd rather go through a reset, a refresh. Oh my god, I said this before.
Every year.
It's been 3 years, at least since Vanny, right? But like I think Vanny adopted a shit situation, not necessarily GBS's fault, just the way the Chiefs were ran at the time when he came in. Fucked up situation. My opinion, I gotta give him credit for the roster. Now you're gonna give me shit, but I think this roster versus the roster he inherited is a much better build roster. Still flaws. So I think whoever's inheriting this is inheriting something better because of the situation in the club, because of the players he's inheriting are not, you're not shit, and you got the DPs open that I think a lot of coaches don't. So I want to see a process. I want to see something that like, I think it's an enticing project at this point for a young coach, even not such a young coach. I think it's an enticing project. I just want to see it with the right decisions and not trying to go. Don't try to fucking sell the house for this shit. Don't go all in on a megastar or anything like that. Just build a good team. Build a good team. Make it around the football. And dog, just play good football.
See,
that's all I want.
I don't know,
dog.
man. I don't know if I.
No.
And I guess that's just where we don't agree. I'm a believer that you fucking win, you win right now. And if you win now, then it gets contagious and you keep winning. You want to keep winning more players,
like the Rams?
better players. What? No, hold on. So we're talking about completely different things, bro. That's
I know
the way that NFL is structured, the way that we're structured here.
Relax, the geometry.
The Rams, we all knew they went all in to win that Super Bowl, and they fucking did it. How about them Raiders, right?
How about
the
them
point
Raiders,
is, yeah. The point is, win out. Like, and if you, let's say you do go acquire some top talent, and then you surround it. That's the difference between now and what we used to do now. Is, I mean, in the past, is now you're gonna have 3 DP players, and now you actually have TAM players. You know, the under 22 rule, so you can actually spend a little bit more. Right, or do a little bit more than you could before. There's nothing wrong with going and acquiring these big players that are probably going to make your roster automatic contender. There's nothing fucking wrong with that. Try to win every fucking year. If you have the means to this year acquire 1 DP, go get the best fucking possible DP, and then you figure out that following year. Let's worry about winning this fucking year, and then we'll see what happens the following year. No, worry about the now and the future. This is MLS. This is not feasible. Is that in MLS? We don't have anything.
Exactly. How feasible is that in MLS? Like how many?
Every 3 years.
How many
every 3
years?
And we're in that spot right now. We can acquire 3 potential DPs.
How many clubs in MLS are that consistent? Like what you're talking about right now?
They're not. But that's my point. Why can't we find a way to get it done? Why can't we be like Real Madrid, bro? We have the means to do it.
Yeah, but the league does not allow it.
That's it. Yeah, the league doesn't.
Yeah, but every 3 years you can. Right now, that's my point. Right now, going into this year coming up, and that's what I'm trying to get at. This year coming up, we're going to have potentially 3 DP spots, correct?
Yeah.
Right? And who knows what other talent... questionable. We can talk about that, right?
I agree. Yeah.
But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, if what I'm thinking happens, I say we're going to have 3 open spots. But that's my point. How often you see this, and that's what I'm getting at this year coming up. 3 DPs, potentially. where you can build a foundation off of those 3D please. If you get the right players, now you're talking about 2-3 years of continuously being a contender, hopefully win something in those 3 years, and now we're 3 years down the line and here we go again. It's that cycle, and we haven't been able to get into that cycle.
Yeah, no, I agree, and we bet on wrong players. Let's not bet on wrong players again.
For sure, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. But I think, man, like I honestly believe you could do that while still having like your eye on the future, right? Not betting on
which
on
is why I
everything.
said you still under 22s, and obviously you do look at your academy, yes, but get those 3 players, those 3 DPs.
Well, obviously, right? Like that. No, actually, you know what? You're fucking right. It's not obvious, but it should be. Like you know what I mean? Like we have them open. You're
Yes.
right. You're right. Like let me walk that back. They're open. We should take advantage of that. I'm hoping to take advantage of that with some like 29, 30, 31-year-old like players who are proven, like really good quality difference makers. Definitely in the attack. I need all 3 players in the attack.
I look, you want Beckham back just because I saw the documentary, bro.
Yeah, Brooklyn or something, whatever his name is. No, but straight up, like I take advantage of it. I think we need some young players, hopefully a young coach, and set up on the next 3 years because there's already talent here.
So then the real question is, George, Masa, or Rudy, do you guys think Vanny is back next year? Obviously, it's not what we want. Where do you guys think? Because listen, if we look at the chat here, it's split. And I don't want to say split. I think we're in the minority here.
They're saying Vanny's back.
Well, it looks like a lot of people want him back.
Do I want him back? Absolutely not. Is he gonna come back? I think so. I think they would have come out and said something by now.
I don't know.
I mean, honestly, if they were gonna let him go, it should have been after Minnesota game.
That would have been
mathematically impossible to make playoffs now.
No real fight for it. Yep.
That was it. Why let him play out the season, bro? Why the fuck would I?
Want to know one of my working theories or my guesses?
He's gonna stay within the Galaxy, but he's gonna move up, and then he's gonna help the coach out.
Yep. I don't think. I don't think Vanny's gonna be the head coach. I think he's gonna be involved with the Galaxy.
Vanny's gonna become our new Chris Klein, though.
I hope not.
Again, I'm mixed emotionally here because I think he's done well when it comes to like roster and not players roster like he's giving a lot of flexibility on the players he's brought in and not getting these like long-term fucking contracts that we were used to. So
you see, but people in the chat an hour ago were saying bring Vanny in, and then now they're saying, oh well, like if he starts the season bad, then sack him. Then we're right in the same position that we were right now.
And that's my point. Then he's made his acquires, he's acquired his players. Is GPS all over again? No one gave GPS a chance, but he never was able to really put his team together.
There's no way.
Yeah. Again, listen, I think he's done well with the roster. I didn't say I don't mean players. I mean just the way he's worked the roster, and the players were not stuck with nobody big. That's what I liked about him. But when it comes to like team building, like again, 4th place last year, home playoff, great. But Cabral like really stank it up. Like we could have been so much better if he was been better. So he missed in the players. The idea was there, but it wasn't. Again, not the point. My thing is I think he'll be around. Which I don't necessarily love, right? Because regardless of who bring in a coach, if you have Vanny kind of lingering over you, how much flexibility, how much freedom do you really have? Unless you're somebody who big enough who could be like, nah, back up. You know what I mean? But we'll see. Way too early for any kind of thing. The season's still going, but it's one of those seasons where we're wrapping up early because it's a wrap. It's over. Like there's one more game to play, but nothing to play for. We faded as hard as the Galaxy did at the end there too, right? Like I think, it's hard. We've been doing this for a little bit now, right? We have a few seasons in it now, and this has been a rough season to kind of buy into the team, especially with like the Klein out thing in the start of the season, the way the team performed the whole season, Greg Vanny, the injuries. Is a lot this year, and I think like at least me, and I'll speak for myself personally, like it took a toll when it came to the content because like it's hard to fucking find energy to get up and talk about it and lead a podcast when the team is forming the way it did this season. Like I didn't like it at all. It is what it is, boys. Let's start talking about just final thoughts on season. Anything you think of to kind of take from your biggest disappointment? Anything you want to kind of talk about to wrap up the show and to wrap up the season for us? Again, out of the playoffs, and there's nothing much for us to talk about. Let's just give me your thoughts and feelings.
I'm just glad it happened with games left, to be honest with you. I would have hated for this to kind of just drag out into the end, and mathematically we're still there. We just need this team to this team to this team, and then we got to do this and score different. Listen, I'm just glad it's done.
That glad it's done is you know what? It's hilarious though. Like I've been a G's fan my whole I've been a self-sustained G's fan my whole adult life, right? Like where I've gone into like 90% of the games of the season. I'm always involved. I'm always like following along news and everything. Like this season was so tiresome that fell off. So I'm hoping next year we have some kind of energy around the team, so it doesn't feel like a burden to do this because the team is bad. Masa, thoughts on season, thoughts on just wrapping up the season, and what do you see for the G's going forward?
Shit season. This is probably the first time in a long time where I don't even want to put the fucking game on the TV, bro. Like straight the fuck. I don't even want to watch this shit. For the last game against Salt Lake, I had that shit on the iPad. The kids were on TV. Usually kick them off TV to chill and watch the game.
Yeah.
I was like, why am I gonna ruin their happiness? My happiness is gone. They're still young, though. They don't need to see this shit. And just shit coaching, bro. Straight the fuck up. Like I didn't get to say my piece at the beginning, but just real quick, like I don't give a fuck about those injuries.
Ooh.
Because during the summer, you went and got a good amount of solid players, and you still chose to start other players that were here at the beginning of the season that weren't capable of playing the fucking game at the level. So, shit coaching, and shout out to whoever's still going to games, man. I can't do that shit.
It wasn't a bad time. It wasn't bad. Shout out. First of all, actually, we should have done this at the beginning, but shout out to moderator Glenn. Big happy birthday. Ended up smoking with him this weekend at the game, which was fun. Go to games. Go to the last game. It's fun. Right? No pressure. Like no pressure games are fun. Hilarious. Angel, close it away for us. Stop arguing in the chat.
I'm here for the peoples, even though they're wrong. It's a bummer, man.
Yeah.
Because
say that again.
Vanny is an original. That's someone I wanted to succeed. I wanted him to do well with us. It's 3 years, and I get it, Rudy. If you want to say we hosted a playoff game, and I was there with you. I remember you and I were in the stands together. We were hyped about it. I get it, 100%. But let's be real here about how we got there. It came down to the last couple of games. We had results go our way, and we couldn't fucking believe that we were hosting a playoff game. Right, the way that season went, it took Ricky Poos to come in and busted Robbie Keane halfway through the season and get us in the playoffs. Right, and just line it up for us. Right, so that's 3 years where we are struggling to make playoffs. In playoffs where we're talking about 30 teams to make the fucking playoffs, and we find a way to not make it in. Right, that's unacceptable, and that's my thing. This is unacceptable. I don't give a shit if we have injuries up the wazoo. It is what it is. That's going to happen to teams. But 3 years, if it was one of the, let's say if year one we make it, year two we make it, and it was a third year, then fine. I'd be like, you know what, it's fine. I get it.
That's exactly what happened.
3 years we made it. We didn't make it the first year. What are you talking about?
Didn't we get eliminated in playoffs by Levas? Or no way?
No, we only made it to playoffs 1 year of the 3 years that he's been here.
Facts. That was GBS. You're thinking GBS?
Yes.
Oh, we got eliminated. I don't even remember. Let's see.
We've only made it to playoffs once since Greg Vanny has been here. in all 3 seasons, we've struggled to be in playoff contention.
You gotta get hot the last 12 games as a fucking
That's
season.
stupid. And
Dumb.
if
RSL.
something
Right.
and if something has proved this year is that we need to get out of that mindset where we got to get hot in the last 10 game season. Sure, it could work sometimes. But this year, I would argue that those 10, 11, 12 games, maybe even 15 games of the start of the season is where we struggle this year. That cost us playoffs. Is not understanding that this is, what is it? I guess a marathon where it's beginning to end. And George, you might know this better than I do. You ran marathons. I haven't. I don't know what the difference is from there to how you prepare for a full marathon from point, from your first mile to the last mile. I don't know. So I could be wrong here. But that's how I see it, right? My point is 3 years. All 3 years, we haven't been a powerhouse. We are not scared to play against. We leak goals. So how, where am I going to say, you know what, I'm excited for year 4?
Now with Greg Vanny.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? Like, do you guys understand where I'm coming from? Like, this is 3 years. If really talk about progression, how is that progression when all 3 years we've struggled to make playoffs?
Again, we hosted a playoff. How you? I don't know why you keep saying we struggle to make playoffs. We hosted a playoff game.
We did. Go look back at that season.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
We barely made it to playoffs. I think we got.
We didn't barely make playoffs.
We hosted a playoff game. That's not barely making.
It was a struggling season, though.
That is, bro.
It wasn't even a struggling season.
So what was the standings?
Yeah, we're
final standings up to like last 2 3 games.
We finished 4th.
Yeah, and I remember everything was just like this, neck and neck. That's what I'm saying. Certain things went our way. So that time that we ended up hosting, but we weren't a good team. We struggled that season.
No, you lied. No, you lied. The second half of the season, we're the best team in the MLS.
Yeah, because Ricky came in.
Okay,
and I just mentioned that.
So, fuck Vanny, you brought in Ricky.
Yeah, we struggled though. We did. We struggled.
You brought in Ricky. Fuck Vanny, you brought in Ricky, and we hosted the game because of it. I'm mad about that. Doesn't make sense. We brought in Ricky. We playoffs.
Struggled, but we sucked. We have sucked.
But
3 years.
The second half of the season, we're the best. We're the best team in MLS.
We did it this year too. This year we weren't terrible. We weren't the best, but we were decent.
Again, that is you spinning it the way you wanted to spin, right? Because this season, when we were good, it was a bunch of ties. We're like 1 or 2 wins.
We weren't even good.
Yeah, but you just said that. It wasn't me.
That's what I said. We were better.
No. I'm saying all I'm arguing is we didn't barely make it last year. We hosted a playoff. We didn't just win because Ricky came in. We got there because the second half of the season we're the best team in the MLS, right? Like we don't have that's.
I remember you being on here. I remember you being on here talking about.
Remember me betting a tattoo on that because I was sure we were gonna be a full place.
You were shaking, and this is how I remembered. You were. With that being said, like the second game of the regular season.
With that being said. No, okay. And actually, that was a half a point. We're not gonna make it, and that's what I'm making. Either way, what I'm trying to get at is I'm not saying that because of last year, Vanny's earned another year. That's not what I'm saying. I just don't want. I don't want to paint the picture that he's been the gross, and he's been like utterly the worst coach we had in since Bruce, because that's not the case either. Like I think it's time to move, but I don't think he's the worst. I think we painted him a little worse than we are. Same thing with the GBS. My point.
Actually, that's a good point. I mentioned that in the chat too. My whole thing about GBS is not. I'm not saying GBS was great either, or he did good things. My thing is had the same energy you guys had for GBS for Greg Vanny.
I am.
I know. I'm just saying you guys. I'm saying in general.
Yeah, I want
I'm just saying in general, right? I'm just saying in general is have that same energy. Be balanced here.
Hell no.
Have the same energy.
It's the Galaxy land. You know, it's the Galaxy universe. You know, we sway though one way or the other, but we have no balance. Listen, let's wrap it up. It's 10. It's about to be.
Yeah, I need to go to Orioles, bro. I'm fucking sad and frustrated.
Sad season because they didn't get nowhere. It is what it is. I think we'll be in here early next year talking about what we feel when we see shit start moving. But for now, it's kind of hard to have an optimistic look for next year, right? Last year we ended up way more optimistic than we imagined at the beginning of the season because of the run at the end. This year is complete opposite. I think we're less optimistic because of the way we end the season. I got no kind of energy or words for close off and saying that we will be full of energy next year. I'm just hoping we see enough moves that gives us that energy to come back and do this shit again. That being said, unless we got something to plug,
I have one last question for you guys for sure though. Does Ricky come back?
I want to. I hope he does.
Listen, I want him to come back, but that's not my question.
Hold on. Are we looking at it from a fan's perspective, or are we Ricky ourselves?
I'm Ricky. If I'm Ricky,
absolutely not.
Okay.
I see. Like I don't. If I'm Ricky, I'm sitting in LA over going to mid-tier Spain, mid-tier Italy, or mid-tier France. Even high tier, man, maybe not high tier France, but mid tier France. Like if it's not the Prem, I'm not bouncing to a mid tier team in Europe.
Now let me start some shit. What about if Miami knocks at Ricky's door?
Yeah, I don't know how they could afford him unless he's minimum or some shit like that. But yeah, if I'm Ricky and he's like, hey, come play with Jordi Alba. Come play with Sergio Busquets. Oh, and we got some guy named Leo.
Isn't Ricky on contract?
Yeah, I think he is. I thought it was an option though, isn't it?
I think it's option. Yeah,
but it's club option, no?
I don't know about them. I don't know about him. It should be. I think it's usually structured that way, but it's Ricky Pooch, and I'm sure we're gonna get sanctioned in a couple of years because of that deal. So, he might have all the power.
That's the next Greg Vandy's problem, though.
Yep, but my thing is, someone like Ricky, someone comes to get him, and I think he's only making like what 1 million, 1.5, 1.6.
No, he's just over the threshold.
Yeah,
so the threshold or something.
But that's what I'm saying. Like and I'm not saying he doesn't come back now because under contract. Is one, why would you want to stay here? And two, I'm sure he has suitors that are willing to pay Galaxy whatever we need whatever they need to get him. Right, that's my whole thing. I don't think he goes to Miami because they just don't have the funds to do it and the money and the means to do it.
But do you think he goes to like mid-tier Europe? I think EPO is the only difference. I think mid-tier EPO is still.
I wouldn't even say mid-tier, but you don't have to go to mid-tier. I mean, I think a team that's playing Europa League is a start.
Yeah, if you offer Euro competition, I think it's it. I think that's it. Not conference, but like Europa for sure.
Ricky,
Europa,
hard.
But like,
I mean,
look, something like I think Newcastle works for him.
But you think Ricky's done enough in MLS for them to be looking at him?
I think so. Individually,
I don't think so.
I think individually, yes.
Yeah, like I listen. That's our opinion. That I'm not gonna argue that at all because that's just opinion based on that. Like, there's no real way we could get in the heads of the scouts or the managers of these clubs that could potentially be looking at him. But in my opinion,
buyback clause is 10 million, baby. Sell him back.
Yeah. Barcelona is definitely not coming to
broke,
10 million. Yeah,
I know.
You know what I mean? Like personally, I see a lot more younger talent that you want to invest in already in Europe than coming to get Ricky, right? I don't see him leaving LA.
I do hope he stays though.
For like a mid-tier team in any of the European top leagues. So I'm hoping we have him. I'm lying to myself saying.
I wonder if Ricky's a Greg Vanny guy.
I think he is, just because the kid looks loyal as fuck. The kid looks like
I think he just knows loyalty.
Yeah.
What's the question, Manny? Where's the question? Let's jump into questions. You guys ready for questions?
No, we're not answering questions. Fuck you, Manny. Shut up. Where they at?
I don't know, but he just says, just really quick here. Dejan back next year? Antonio Banderas asked, do you guys think he comes back? I don't think so.
I hope he doesn't.
Have you guys the commercial underground? Is there anyone that doesn't want Ricky?
No.
I mean, I think everybody would take Ricky.
We would take him in a heartbeat, but I don't. I think he shouldn't come back.
All right.
For his own sake.
Yeah, 100%.
He's gonna come back bald next year, looking like Victor Vasquez doing. Pobrecitos in my head, dog.
All right. So Instagram, Alex the Great _14. What three players do you want as our top DPs? So this is assuming, I guess, that let's say someone does buy out Ricky, and we have 3 open DP spots.
So I need a
Antoine Griezmann. Those are my 3.
I'll take Griezmann.
Especially if Puig doesn't come back. You're talking about a striker that creates.
So you're talking about Griezmann and who else?
That's my 3 DPs. For Griezmann, bro.
I'll take Griezmann.
Priority number 1 for me.
Listen,
And I'm not just saying that because I'm a big athletic guy, right? I'm saying that because he's proven himself, except for Barca, but national team and for club, I think he's done it, and he wants to play MLS. He has never shied away about playing MLS.
listen, I'll do Griezmann, or I'll do Griezmann like a deeply player of his fucking attributes, who's elusive in the box, who could take a shot from outside and can also set up a goal. I'll take that. Just pair him up. Here, it's Griezmann is Pooch and a winger.
I got that winger for you.
Who?
I got one or two options.
Who is it?
Di Maria's one,
Ooh.
or the other one. If you can pull it off because of what just happened to him, go for Neymar and see if you can make it work.
On an ACL injury?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Nah,
Yeah, post. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but I just seen,
you know.
That ACL injury was bad, dude.
Forget the injury itself. I just saw like ESPN, like they were talking about it, and they had a graphic of his injuries since 2018. Holy fuck, dog! Like not a single season where he has not missed 15 plus games since 2018.
Yeah,
I think last season he had a good season where he didn't miss as much, but shit.
But I'm talking about superpower. Like
Neymar?
I'm talking about powerhouse, where we're talking about selling everything out again. You know that type of. I'm going after him if I can.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Oh, fuck! How to forget Heung-min Son.
Damn,
yes,
dog.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want him to. Dog.
See, and the only reason I'm an Arsenal supporter, but
Yeah,
you know, and listen, the only reason I said Neymar is for that reason, right? Because it is a gamble. You understand? Like that's where I'm coming from. It's. I understand it's a gamble. Post that injury, I would take a gamble with a name like that because you're still gonna attract the kids. You're still gonna sell the jersey, all that stuff. It's kind of be like that Zlatan type of situation, you know, post injury, and look how that worked out for us.
But in reality, it'd be more like a. Sorry.
There's no way that son comes to the MLS right now, though.
No,
I don't think so.
But with Neymar, it'd be like having Costa, but with Neymar, we have a super dope player who probably won't see much on the field.
Yeah, but you know, but everybody else would be dope, so it's okay. We'll be fine. Alex the Great again in the 14. Also, who should get the majority of the blame for how the season turned out? Chris Klein? I don't think so because really, you think Chris Klein?
No, he's just the scapegoat because we're not going to use Vanny as one.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. This year was Vanny had full reigns to do whatever the hell he wanted.
Yeah, it should be Vanny. But we're going to use
I don't know about that. Listen, I'm not. You could put full blame on Vanny, and I think there's merit for that. Like there's an argument for there. I honestly think this season gets impacted a lot by the Klein now situation start. Vanny not Vanny and Co, because I'm not sure why we didn't get the players in the offseason that we should have, and injuries, dog. So I don't think, in my opinion, you can't point one finger at one thing and say this is why we weren't successful in 2023. I think this year, more than any other years, which is custom for us, everything went wrong at the exact time where everything couldn't go wrong. I mean, again,
Logan Jones 0-1. Hope Greg Vanny gets fired after this last game. Respect, Logan Jones. Respect. And what are the realistic DPs we can sign? We kind of talked about it. Damn realistic though. I mean, I still think Neymar's realistic.
Everybody's realistic at this point, right? After
Yep.
Messi, after Messi, I think why not?
Yeah, and that's a selling point. Like, hey, don't you want to play against Messi and have your own rivalry with him? Yeah, there's a
listen,
CR7. What's up?
Selling points like, look, Messi didn't make playoffs, we didn't either, baby.
No. I think selling points because of what MLS and Adidas has done with the contract for Messi. I think they open that possibility where like we could bring brands into this deal, whether it be Adidas or not. I think or Apple.
Said it before, baby. Let fucking CR7 come through and let him own half of Herbalife, baby.
Let's relax.
Half of Herbalife, bro.
Shit, dog. I'm good.
Half of Herbalife. Come on.
All right, boys.
Damn.
Let's wrap it up.
There's
one
more.
Okay, go for it.
Last one, yeah. MGM_, yeah, fucking Manny. Has Boyd gained his 3-year contract on? I think he means has Tyler Boyd earned his 3-year contract on 10 fucking ESL as motherfucker. He's out of contract this year. He was in Jam Lam Bam.
My man betted on himself for that 1 year contract, and he deserves that money.
Yep.
If we're playing Yoshida $834,000, yeah, fuck off, Masa.
Yep.
What?
I think
You said let's keep him there.
Yeah, I mean, he comes back for another year or 2, 3 years.
Not for that money though. I just saw when you
3
get.
years though, but he deserves money.
No, yeah, I'm not saying no. I'm
Yeah,
saying
Tyler Boyd in, bro. Tyler
like
Boyd
2
in.
years, 2 years, maybe one more. I'm down.
Nah, but still, fuck you. Yeah.
I don't even. I think Boyd is dope. I don't know if he's like necessarily.
You're tripping. You've been a fucking Tyler Boyd hater since the moment he got here, dog.
I think he stops the game. No, actually, you know what? Never mind. Maybe not. Depending who's here, and if you can find a better fit for him, thumbs up. The way we're trying to play right now, I think he slows the game down.
All right, boys.
But actually, what
That's
are we
it.
trying to do? Yep. That being said, it's another season of Straight from the Stands. We're calling it a wrap for the year. We'll be back early next season with a.
There's still some crazy news.
Yeah,
I'm down. Yeah. Keep an eye.
We're
be
reserved the
crazy
right.
shit.
We're reserved the right
Crazy shit.
to pop in whenever the fuck we want because that's what we do right here.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
We reserve the
My
right to pop in
podcast.
whenever the fuck we want to do. So we might come back, we might not, but for sure you'll see us next season. In one way or another. We're not sure what that content looks like yet, especially the team is ass. We'll see what we got there. See what we get there. But
Rudy, what do you want for Christmas?
What I want for Christmas, I want a clear idea of what the fuck we're doing next year with the G's. That's all I want.
George, what do you want for Christmas?
A Laker Christmas Day win.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I like that. Fuck yeah. Masa, what do you want for Christmas?
Antoine Griezmann.
All right.
Angel.
Fuck yeah.
What about you?
I just want all you motherfuckers to go follow Eli. Every single one of you at Eli Luke _ and go like all his content. Give him some love. Oh, and shout out cousin Feo. He's gonna hook up little mans with one of his kids.
That's what's up.
Thick.
That's what's up.
Yep. And he's been a supporter for the little guy with the audio and everything. Shout out cousin Feo for that.
That's what's up. Yeah. Follow me at I am smart across all socials, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch.
Fuck LA Sports.
Oh man, just go follow Eli at Eli Luke _
Peace.
Appreciate it, yo.
See y'all next year, dude.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Peace. Happy Halloween. Happy holiday.